What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Waze coming to you with a brand new video. And today we're going to be going over the official patch notes that just released today about Warzone 2 Season 4 Reloaded. Let's get right into it. So first up, got Homelander. This update contains several fixes for known crashes. We continue to prioritize increased stability and crash fixes across all platforms. First up, we got the Battle Pass. So previously, prior to today, this was considered classified, but now they have 5 different, items to unlock. One of them is including the new shotgun, which is called the MX Guardian. Unlike a traditional Battle Pass sector, all 5 items in the special MX Guardian sector are unlocked through challenges. So for the emblem, you got to get 10 ADS operator kills with shotguns. For the calling card, you got to get 10 hipfire operator kills with shotguns. For the loading screen, you got to get 10 headshots with shotguns. For 1 hour of double weapon XP, you got to get 10 one-shot operator kills with shotguns. And then once you complete that, then you basically unlock the MX Guardian. So the boys are collaborating, or Call of Duty's collaborating with the boys. So we're going to have 3 new operators. One of them is Starlight, Homelander, and Black Noir. So like this stuff here, we went over in the previous video. This is going to be a new operator bundle. This was not in the, the update yesterday, or the article yesterday. So we got a new Tracer Pack operator bundle for Izzy. There is an event for the boys collab. They have a chance to get some blueprints here. So this one is going to be the standard one. And then if you end up completing the challenges that we went over yesterday that are also down here, you get this nice little red camo. It's kind of nice. The white one's not too bad either. So these are the challenges. We went over a lot of these yesterday. So this is the shotgun. It is a fully automatic, but I think you can also do burst mode as well as single fire, and it will also come with the slug rounds as well as an option if you want that. So here, like I said, semi-auto and burst, which burst is kind of weird for a shotgun. I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. However, we have improved the shot queuing to better detect intended weapon fire events and prevent the occasional jamming effect. This results in a smoother firing experience for most pistols and semi-auto battle rifles. So it looks like they just made some improvements to semi-auto guns as well as burst weapons. Base weapon stat bars have been updated to more accurately reflect their functionality. Attachment stat value have been updated to more accurately reflect their functionality as well. New attachments: underbarrel, Corvus Torch, Dragon's Breath packed underbarrel shotgun, available to all weapons that are compatible with underbarrel shotguns upon completion of challenge. I don't know exactly what this means. So I guess for underbarrel, I can't think off the top of my head if you can do like an F-Tac Ripper or things like that for an underbarrel, but it looks like there is just a new attachment that is a Dragon's Breath packed underbarrel shotgun. Not sure exactly how that's going to play out, if it's going to be even allowed in ranked, since they did ban Dragon's Breath prior with the KV broadside. That was a big issue. Some weapon balancing. The ISO, which is the #1 SMG right now, they reduced the close range damage, reduced headshot damage, specifically only for Modern Warfare 2, so not for Warzone. And then they increased hip spread. For the Vaznev, they just reduced close range damage distance. I wonder if the ISO is going to still be considered meta, or if it's going to go back to the MP5, or maybe even the Vaznev. So we'll see. We'll see even if the shotgun is going to be considered meta. That's going to be a huge one, and I know that people do not like shotgun meta. Some ARs. So we got the Cast-Off 7.62, reduced headshot damage, Modern Warfare 2 only. Increased time to ADS as well. Definitely nerfed so far. For the Cast-Off 74U, reduced headshot damage and increased hip spread. TAC 56, reduced headshot damage for Modern Warfare 2 only. Shotguns, KV broadside, increased mid-range damage for Modern Warfare 2 only. The Bryson, reduced damage to head, upper torso, legs, and arms, Modern Warfare 2. So a lot of these is Modern Warfare 2 only. This one for the Bryson 890, they increased ADS movement speed, so that's a buff. For Warzone specifically. Expedite 12, increased damage to head and upper torso, Modern Warfare 2 only. Reduced ADS time and reduced hip spread. So a little bit of a buff for the ADS time, but a nerf for the hip spread. Marksman rifles, Tempest Torrent. I don't know exactly which gun this is. I don't know if that's the actual name or not, but I have picked it up like in game. It was like a grounded, and it has like all the attachments. But increased time to ADS, reduced ADS movement speed on the EBR, and reduced hip strafe speed, so that just got nerfed. The Lockwood, reduced time to ADS, movement increase, so a little bit of both. Movement increase for the SAB-60. Weapon bug fixes. Fixed an issue with underbarrel grenade launchers that prevented explosion effects from occurring when hitting players with a direct shot, as long as the grenade is at arming distance. And then for 2 guns, the LAB-330 and the SPX, which is the new one-shot sniper, the 22-inch cavalry barrel attachment now displays that it will block muzzle attachments. So if you put on this barrel, you won't be able to put on like a silencer or any muzzles for like recoil or anything like that. The F-Tac Siege Super TAC 6 attachment, which I believe is a barrel, now displays that it will block muzzle attachments. So if you put this barrel on, it will do the same thing as the SPX in the LAB, so you won't be able to put a silencer or anything like that on. Fix the crash that could occur when equipping the liquid hot blueprint and changing the receiver. Very small audio adjustments decrease how often low ammo VO alerts play. Fixed an issue where ascender sounds would sometimes not function as intended. So I would think that would be someone coming back from gulag or like parachute or something like that. Fixed an issue where final hit marker sounds occasionally didn't play. Fixed an issue where shock stick electrocute sounds did not play on affected entities as intended. Adjustments to the looking for party or in-game looking for party or party browser. Overhauled looking for party system to help players find parties with similar communication playstyle preferences. The following changes were made to improve player experience based on community feedback. So dynamic preferences, in addition to communication types, expanded preference lists to include primary and secondary playstyle, focus on faction missions or competitive versus casual playstyles. You guys can read that part. I'm not gonna go over each one. Community feedback to some in-game surveys. Players will be randomly selected for 1-question surveys following their match. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and will be used to create a better gaming experience for all Call of Duty players. An in-game notification now displays when a player acquires a battle pass token, which is, I think that's a very small W. Streamline the weapon progression menu. Not sure what that means. The weapon menu I think is awful. The whole UI for this game is awful. This is just a lot of global bug fixes. Don't think that there's going to be anything too crazy. I guess for private matches, fixed an issue where it wasn't supporting 32 players. Fixed an issue where players would show as being kicked and left the match as separate notifications in the kill feed. I'm not even sure why that was even a thing, but I'm glad that it's fixed. PC settings. KBM and gamepad players now have the ability to easily swap items within their backpack to their preferred location. Ooh, okay. So this makes me think that you could have, so anything that's in your bag, you can easily swap it position based. So I think there's currently 5 slots that you have in your bag. Let's say you have your UAV last. I would think that you could swap it so that way it just goes to the front. So that's a W update. The loadout system now enables players to effortlessly switch their primary and secondary weapons. How it's coming across is that, let's say you're running like a sniper SMG class. When you get your loadout, instead of having your sniper first, you could have your SMG first or vice versa. How it's coming across to me. Special ops, they just added a new raid. A new map is added to 6v6 multiplayer called Vondel Waterfront. Welcome to the scenic Vondel Waterfront. The floating homes and waterways present multiple flanking paths with the map's two main power positions looming over the center. While this location will look familiar to Vondel players, expect specific changes to keep this map balanced for core multiplayer. Playlist, they got Vondel Waterfront 24/7, killstreak confirmed, deathmatch domination, shipment 24/7, which is a W because I'm sure that's what people are going to be playing to level up the new shotgun, and then shoot house 24/7. Reactive operator skins will now show effects on the firing range, improved hit registration on dummy models in the firing range, both W's. Modern Warfare 2 ranked play. They just added, or no, the new shotgun is restricted. If they're doing this now, then that means it might be OP. But I haven't seen anyone really run shotguns in Modern Warfare 2 ranked play, so curious to see if it's going to be meta in Warzone. A lot of this we already went over. This is the new 10V field upgrade that's going to be temporary in the game. It is the week of July 12th. So for Battle Royale, they're still going to have ranked trios and Vondel, solos, duos, quads, so no trios. Resurgence, Vondel is going to be solos and quads only. Ashika Island is going to be duos only. Map rotation is going to be trios. And then Plunder for Al Mazrah is quads. Then the following week, they're going to have Al Mazrah solos and quads, and Vondel trios and quads. Resurgence for Vondel is only going to be quads. Map rotation is going to be duos and trios. Lockdown is going to be Al Mazrah quads. So it looks like Lockdown is not this week, but it will be in the next 2 weeks. The third week, ranked trios is going to stay the same. Al Mazrah duos, Vondel solos, duos, Resurgence, Vondel quads, map rotation, solos, duos, trios. New Gulag, unique to Vondel. This new Gulag is a 3-lane map designed for 1v1 combat. The center features a circular structure with an opening facing the 2 main spawn points. An opening facing the 2 main spawn points doesn't necessarily make sense because there's an opening here and an opening here. And it says they're facing the 2 main spawn points. So someone can't spawn right here. That doesn't make sense. That would be, for them to spawn right here, doesn't make sense to me. Unless they mean, I don't know exactly what they mean, but I would think that they would be spawning here and then somewhere over here. Battle Royale Vondel, it's a new mode. Encroaching circle collapses. Loadout drops, the Gulag, and limited chances at being the last squad standing. The traditional Battle Royale experience comes to Vondel with up to 72 players per match. So new map rotation, that's coming in Season 4 Reloaded. A 15-minute in-game timer has been added to the playlist menu that now indicates when specified resurgence modes Switch between Ashika Island and Vondel. Not too bad. Gives players the opportunity to play both maps. Firing range, quality of life. Players now have the option to apply 0, 1, 2, 3 and armor plates on target dummies via settings in the pause menu. That's a W, because before it was just the bots only had just health. They had no plates. So now you're able to put plates on to determine, you know, how quickly a bot will die or how quickly just an enemy in general will die based on the amount of bullets that you're actually shooting into them. New features: plate carriers equipment. Armor plate carriers will now drop when an enemy player is eliminated. Armor plate carriers, so I'm thinking that's tempered. Added 3 new types of armor plate carrier. Oh, so new armor plate carriers. Medic, a common armor plate carrier that increases the speed at which players are able to revive down squad members. Increases the speed at which health begins to regenerate. So it's kind of like quick fix. W. Comms, an uncommon armor plate carrier that increases the effectiveness of UAVs by showing the enemy player's bearing on the minimap. Not sure what they mean by bearing. I would think that it would be like kind of like an advanced, so it shows like the direction that they're running in possibly. And then the last one being stealth, a rare armor plate carrier that protects the player from UAVs and other targeting devices. So Ghost. Amazra, a cash drop public event. This new event will now spawn 3 planes that will drop a combined total of 12 crates across the map. Each crate will spawn $10,000 in cash and between 2 to 4 randomized armor plate carriers. This event has a chance to occur during the 3rd and 5th circles. Okay, so some regain opportunities. That's a W, especially end game. So it seems like the personal redeploy drones, which is coming, or which is out now in this new update, it looks like it's only going to be Vondel because it's only under the Vondel all modes. I wish that this was a Mazra thing. I wish that it was available in ranked for a little bit more aggressiveness and a little bit more fast-paced gameplay. But guess W nonetheless. It's still coming to the game. They might change it. We'll see. Vondel Battle Royale Resurgence, a new signals intelligence contract. Players will now be required to track down and hack 3 different phones to earn rewards over a short duration of time. Each living squad member will receive a total of 10 payments of $500 for a potential of $5,000 over 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's about $15,000 if you're playing trios, and then obviously $20,000 if you're playing quads, and so on. Occupation scan public event. Occupation scan is back. Make sure to go prone or dive underwater when the scan is about to begin. Otherwise, your position will be revealed. So I would think it would be like a sweeping UAV. If you're underwater or go prone, then you're not going to be showing up. Communal stations public event. This is for all maps in Resurgence. Once Resurgence is disabled, a series of deployable buy stations will drop onto the field at random for any player to use. Kind of a W. Once the Resurgence ends, you still have a chance to hit a buy since they're going to be dropping. All maps, all modes. Armor and munition boxes, quality of life. Lethal and tactical equipment refill behavior will now match ammunition. Not sure exactly what that means. Armor and ammunition boxes will now drop additional items that do not fit into the active loadout slots to the ground, leaving players to choose whether or not to stow them in the backpack. Okay, W. Redeployment elevation. The elevation at which players redeploy to the field will now reduce by 9% of the initial elevation each circle. Oh, goodness. So that means endgame. So this is going to be very, very key and specific to endgame. When you get bought back, you will basically be dropping lower than you would previously. So that's going to be interesting. This reduction circle stops at circle 8 and remains constant for the remainder of the match. The total difference in height from the start of the match until the last adjustment is approximately 60%. That is a huge change. And they stated here, we have seen an increase in players staying in an airborne state to exploit the aerial advantage in order to obtain a better final placement. We feel this goes against the spirit of Battle Royale experience, so by lowering the redeployment height with each circle closure, we will see a better representation of fairness between being airborne and being on the ground. I think that's an L. I think that's an L. I'm kind of in between, but overall, I think it's an L because you're playing a battle royale. You want to try and get as much placements as possible. Gas mask, quality of life. The gas mask animation that automatically starts while players are airborne will be interrupted if a player decides to pull the parachute. Bird's eye perk. When using a UAV in combination with bird's eye, players under the effect of Ghost are now revealed to that player. So Ghost doesn't have any effect on the bird's eye and a UAV combination anymore. Interesting. Okay. Medicine cabinets. Reduce the number of stims that spawn from medicine cabinets to 1 down. So instead of 2 stims coming out of a medicine cabinet, there's only going to be 1. Cash increase for Vondel all modes. The minimum amount of cash that players will find has been increased to $500, up from $100. This applies to all sources of looting, including cash registers and supply boxes. So it looks like they're making some changes to weapon adjustments. With Season 4 Reloaded, we are placing a bigger emphasis on accuracy in gunfights. To achieve this, every weapon has had its Warzone damage profiles adjusted to fit into this new balance paradigm, with additional attention given to the most dominant weapons. While this change will result in a wider range of time to kill values, meaning some weapons will be able to kill faster when more accurate and slower when not. It allows weapons the necessary space to feel more distinct and promotes a healthier ecosystem where each weapon class can excel. Warzone ranked play. Oh, they actually restricted the shotgun. Interesting. Okay, so I guess we'll never know if it's going to be meta or not. Players will now be able to view the total number of unequipped armor plates that they are carrying on the squad widget. Players now see a backpack full notification at the bottom center of their UI for an ease of glance of the backpack state. The amount of cash that an eliminated player will remain with upon deployment will now be indicated to the right side of the squad widget. So now it seems like we'll be able to see how much money that person's going to come back with once they get bought back. Champions Quest rewards now shown in the after action report upon successful detonation of the nuke. Kill cam recap. Eliminated players will now see a summary of the enemy players that contributed to their death. This will include the number of shots that made contact per player. Resurgence improvements. General improvements to the resurgence mode interface, especially while spectating. The squad widget has also been improved to better indicate that a squad member redeployment is imminent. A new ask to be cautious ping. Players can now ping their living squad members when the majority of the team has been eliminated, to suggest cautious play to avoid a wipe. And then just some bug fixes. I'm not going to go over DMZ. You guys can read that for yourself because I don't play DMZ, so I wouldn't understand any of the stuff that they're talking about. And then just a bunch of bug fixes from here. But yeah, that's it. I think you know, a lot of good is coming out of it. We're gonna see specifically if the ISO is going to still be meta or if the SMG meta is going to change. So that's going to be an interesting change here. We'll see, you know, how the community takes this. But I kind of wanted to, I kind of wanted to see if the new shotgun was going to be considered meta and how good it was going to be in Warzone, but they restricted it for ranked play. But you can still use it in multiplayer or like regular Warzone. So I'm sure people are going to be running it up to see, you know, if it's viable or not. I was going to take some time to level it up, but since it's already restricted in ranked play, there's no point. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you guys found any of this helpful. Leave a comment down below of what you guys want to see from me in the future, and I'll also link the patch notes if you guys want to look it over, specifically for like the DMZ aspect that I didn't go over and things like that. And if you guys are not subscribed, I would appreciate it. It really does help me out a lot. And you too. I'll see you later.